Hey everyone, I'm Amiena and welcome back to my channel Amiena Inspired. So this week I'm inspired to bring you my 3 steps for dealing with challenging, difficult, rude, obnoxious, petty, malicious, irritating, frustrating, diabolically sick personalities. Okay, so if you can get the first step down, here's the good news. You won't even need to have step 2 and 3 because step 1 is so good, guys, that if you can get this, if you really get this, you're good. Okay, so the first thing I want you to realize is that the most cruel, irritating, petty, malicious, hurtful words you'll ever hear will not come from another human being. It will come from you. And usually it's in that moment where, those dark moments where we feel sad and hopeless and depressed, that our mind will tell us the most horrendous things and we will believe it. Okay, so think about this. The most difficult or challenging person you will ever have to deal with in your entire life is not somebody walking outside of your body, okay? It is you. And unlike a bully or a rude colleague or a silly family member that just says hurtful things, they leave at some point. But you go to sleep with yourself, you wake up with yourself, you shower, you eat, you work, you go on holidays, so you do all these things with yourself and your thoughts. And so, if your thoughts are negative, you are never ever going to catch a break. You don't get a day off. So the first step is so powerful. Loving yourself, self-love, is not a nice thing to do. It is your armor. It is your secret weapon when it comes to other difficult, challenging personalities. And the reason why it's so important is because if there are 99 people in a room and they all hate you, and you're also negative, then you are the 100th person that is like an echo amplifying 24/7 just how worthless you are. So what I do is when people are rude to me, when they mock me, when they ignore me, I practice self-love so much that I recognize that I have become my own champion. I have become the go-to person in my life. And so I remind myself all the time that I love myself, I'm a good mom, I'm a good academic, I'm a good person, I'm a good friend, and so forth and so forth. So it's very important to me that I practice self-love, not as a nice thing to do in modern times, but it is my armor, because when somebody says something bad about me, to me, or around me, I recognize that that has got nothing to do with me, because I love myself. I love myself enough to be there for myself. I got my own back. I love that saying. And it's true. So the number one thing you need to do, if you want to have this armor, this secret weapon, you need to start training your brain using words. You see, when you have thoughts, they also come out as words, right? So you need to retrain your brain by replacing the words that you normally use, like I'm not worthy, I'm a waste of space, I'm this and that, whatever. And just replace it with, I love myself. And I promise you, in the beginning, you will say it and you won't believe it. You will say it and you'll want to vomit because you don't believe it and you're like, oh, that's such a lie. But the more you say it, it's the same like riding a bike or learning to walk or talk. You just got to practice it. Eventually, you will get it right. So I know this, it's 100% the truth. The more you say it, the more you speak yourself into existence. I love myself. And just think about this. No matter what, no matter who you are, there is something that you love in this world. And when you love something, you look after it, you stand up for it, you nourish it, you take care of it, you don't let anybody trample on it. That's what happens when you love something. Now all I want you to do is to take that love and turn it inwards. So you can stand up for yourself, so you can nourish yourself, so that you can care for yourself. And that's what I mean. So self-love is not an option if you want to level up as a human being. It is a necessity. So the first thing you do, as many times as you can, just say, I love myself. Okay. Secondly, now the second step, I was liberated by the quote, whether people love you or whether people hate you, it has nothing to do with you. Love that quote. So let me say it again. Whether people love you or whether people hate you, it has nothing to do with you. So I love that quote because it made me realize that I am just a mirror for other people's emotions. Okay, so if somebody, especially if somebody is rude and disruptive, recognize that the fact that they hate you or appear to hate you has nothing to do with you. They see something about you that is reflecting back to their own insecurities, their own pain, their own feelings of a lack of self-worth. Okay, so that's very important. So when I see somebody actively ignoring me, because you know it takes energy to ignore someone, because you have to first find them in the room and then you can ignore them. I remember from my petty years. So when someone's actively ignoring me, I recognize that this has got nothing to do with me. And I know that I'm still going to have an amazing day because I've got my own back, because I've decided I'm a great person to have it on, because I decided that. And I love myself. So that's how we use step 1. Okay, step 3 is something that I do. It's playful, but I think it's fun. So I imagine that my life is a movie, and that in the past I was a villain in my own movie. Sometimes I was a victim, and it was a horror, a suspense, action, drama. But now I've decided that my life is going to be this amazing sort of comedic coming of age tale, you know, where I am the hero in my own life, in my own movie. And when people are rude or challenging towards me, I recognize that that's the kind of role that they want to play. They're an extra in a movie, and this is where they're going to play like a petty role, whatever, or bitchy role, whatever. And that's okay for them because that's their role. But they are not my whole movie, and they're definitely not the lead actor in my movie. That's me, I'm the lead. So that gives me a lot of hope and love. And I realize, okay, so that's the role they want to play. And if tomorrow they want to play a better role in my life, then I will accept that and I will welcome that. But at the moment, this is where I'm at. I love the crap out of myself. I understand that I'm just a mirror for other people's deep-seated sense of inferiority, so I don't take that personally. And thirdly, this is a movie, and I've chosen that my life is a movie. It's a beautiful movie, and I am the hero in it, okay? I'm the hero. I don't want to say the other word. Anyway, so I'm the hero in my own movie, and so I now would love to hear about what you think, what tips you use to deal with difficult, challenging, frustrating, diabolically sick individuals. And let's grow our community of people that are leveling up to a new form of consciousness where they can act out their dreams and that they can make this world a better place. Okay, so that's me. I'm Amiena, sending all my love, as always. Much love.